Hi everybody, it is Teacher Andrew back with you today, and this is like take number 6 on this video. So if I don't have this down to a complete science at this point, then I might as well just quit trying to do these videos. The reason why it is taking me so long to do this is because I keep doing it, I keep having a lag in my feed. I think I fixed the problem. So, take number 6 on this video. Hell or high water, we're going to get this video on YouTube today. So, today I want to get into the important topic of, can we increase our 5 apple percentage? And the answer is, oh yes we can. And the reason why I say that is because I have driven my 6.8%, which this time last month is where yours truly was at, and I've driven it up to, as of today, I'm up to 12.3%. And it is a direct result of what I have implemented in the last month. I don't know about you, but getting this percentage up has been one huge pain in the rear end, a thorn in the side. I've been flinging mud all over the wall, seeing if something would stick. Nothing was working up until about a month ago, and I think I finally found the secret sauce to make this go higher. And I will share with you how I'm doing it. I'll go into 3 things today. The 3 things I'll go into is, we need to tell the parents why it is important. That is part of the sauce, the secret sauce. We need to go into the feedback a little bit and make it really good, and I'll show you what I'm doing to do that. And we'll go into new to you, and I'll talk to a little bit about that at the end on what I mean. So let's get into the first part of the sauce. The first part of the sauce is, we have to tell the parents why it is important. So not only important to me, but to you, the parents. You need to do this for me. And here is what I am saying in my feedback. So you need to ask for feedback first and foremost. And here is what I'm putting in my feedback to get the kind of uptick that I've seen. I put verbatim here. I'm reading from my feedback. I cut and paste this bad boy into each of the different feedbacks that I leave. So here it is. I teach at VIP Kid as my full-time job. I would really appreciate if you left me comments once you receive this feedback. By leaving me comments, you help me teach more kids, and this allows me to keep teaching at VIP Kid as my full-time job. I really love this job, and I wake up with a smile on my face when I get to teach kids like Bow Bow. And that is fully true. I do wake up with a smile on my face to teach most of the kids anyways. And the reason why I'm seeing the uptick is because I am showing the parents why it is important for me. First and foremost, this is my livelihood. They are seeing this. I'm full-time. I'm all in trying to do this. They can see that it is a huge impact on me if they do it. And the second part is, they can see for them. They can see that, hey, if I don't do this, maybe Andrew can't teach my son or daughter because he can't teach full-time. He can't open all the slots that he opens up. Or even to do this part-time for that matter, which is true. I won't be able to do this if they are not leaving me feedback. If I don't get feedback, I'm not going to get the kind of numbers of classes that I need. There's a direct correlation to amount of feedback that you get and the bookings that you get as a result of that. So they're seeing it on their side why it's important. They're seeing, for me, this is a huge impact to me, and I'm really implying that in my feedback. So that is really what is driving my numbers over the last little bit. Here is what you do not want to do, and this is what I used to do, and it does not work. And I'll tell you why it doesn't work once I'm done. Do not say this. Do not say, please leave me feedback to let me know how I could make my classroom better for Bow Bow. Don't do that. I've done that. That is a recommendation from some people in at the workshops, and that's fine. That it just doesn't work for me. Maybe it works for them. I don't know. But the reason why it does not work for me is as follows. when you say something like that, what is the parent going to think? They're going to think, no, I'm actually quite happy. This is going pretty well. Hopefully, they're happy. And they will think, well, I don't need to leave feedback because there's nothing I would really change. I'm happy. So when they think that, they're not going to leave you feedback. So you could be doing a great job, and the one thing that I'll stress to teachers is this. Just because your percentage is low, do not take that as a slight against your teaching. Do not. Because it could be something as simple as that you're just not wording things very well. Maybe your feedback isn't as good as it could be, which I'll go into in my next tip. So just keep that in mind, is how are you wording it? Are you showing the parent how it will be important for them and for you as a teacher? So I'll leave that as that for the time being. Let's get into tip number 2, which is good feedback. This is something else that I've really refined in the last month. And let's bring up the trusty whiteboard to help us out to show what I'm doing. So I really hit a good intro right off the start. I say thank you. I appreciate being able to teach whoever. I say they're a pleasure to teach if they are. I don't lie to them. If they aren't, I just don't say anything. So mom told me not to say anything if it's not nice, so I just won't say anything and I'll skip into the next section. The next section is what are they doing well? And I will leave usually 3, maybe 4 bullet points, nice and spaced out. That's one thing that I'll stress. Give lots of spaces, because if you give lots of spaces, it just looks a lot easier to read. Maybe that doesn't carry over to their format, to their side, and it just gets all jumbled anyways, but whatever. We're going to go with this because it looks good on my end. Leave lots of spaces, because especially for that feedback, they can zone in on that feedback. If it's all jumbled into one big paragraph, that just might not get read. So try and leave lots of spaces, leave bullet points on what they're doing well, and be specific. So take notes during class on what they are doing well. Don't just say pronunciation. Don't just say they're reading. Give examples as best you can. If you can't, then yes, leave it vague. But if you can, give specific points. I also say what they need to work on. So I say what we can work on, and I will stress we in this, meaning that it sounds a lot better than saying what you can work on. I say what we can work on, and by doing that, a couple of things will take place. It sounds friendlier, like I mentioned, and the second part, it implies that I'm going to be their teacher. Hint, hint, wink, wink, I want to work with them. What we can work on, what I've noticed, and be specific there as well. If they can't pronounce the TH sound very well, or the ED is in a rough shape at the end of the word, then let them know about that. They're listening to the classes. They can hear. If you don't pick up on these things, they are. And if they hear it and don't see it in the feedback, then they may not stay in your class. Even though you might have done a great job, if you aren't showing some of the errors that they're making, they may not hang around. They're paying big money. They don't just want someone to smile and nod. They want someone to be detail-oriented as best as you can. So that's what I'll say with that. Next part I'll go into, and I'll just say as well, when I ask for feedback, I ask for it right here. So right after the what we can work on, I'll also put maybe in there as well what the parent can help also. So I'll put that sort of tagged in with what we can work on as a team, and then I'll jump into asking for feedback, and then I go right to the summary. I put in the summary, this is where I cut and paste the templates that are out there saying what we covered in the lesson. So I'll just cut and paste that bad boy in there so that, especially if they weren't a part of the lesson or they weren't listening, they have something that they can see I did cover the objectives, and we can tailor it a little bit with their names and whatnot. And a good ending at the end, just to say thank you again, love to have them back in my classroom, just a good note, have a good week, to end on a solid note there as well. So all of this, I can pump this bad boy out in about 5 minutes. So it's not like it's a huge time constraint. I've got a general feedback template that I have in Word, and I can pump one of these out in about 5 minutes and do a great job. It looks good, and remember, this is the last thing they see before A, they book with you, and B, potentially leave you feedback. So It is so important when they see that you're doing a great job in the feedback. They see how important it is for you to get some feedback, the 5 apples potentially. They see you're doing a great job in class. There's nothing left but to give you a good feedback. And that is such a big boost to get that. You see that you're getting thanked for the good job that you're doing. It's just one of those snowball things that just keeps you motivated to keep going the extra mile. And like I said, you have to try and stand out as best you can. So use that feedback to do that. It is so vitally important. Okay, let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is new to you. And what I mean by this is you need to keep fresh blood in your classroom. You need to get new students. And when you're just starting, well, everyone's new anyways, but once you get in here and you get your regulars, I'm not saying kick all your regulars out or anything like that, but what I am saying is what the strategy that I'm doing. And if you look at my prior video, I talked to how I'm dabbling in a 24-hour booking system, just dabbling for the time being. And what that is doing is I'm getting more new blood because of it. So what I'm doing, I mentioned in my prior video, I'm leaving a few cheese holes in the very desirable spots that will likely get booked within 24 hours. Or if I get a cancellation, I might just hold off. I'll take that slot back to me and then I'll replenish it back when it's within 24 hours. And what that's doing is it's always delivering me, or most of the time, delivering me a new student. And the benefit in that is that they are more likely to leave you a review, because we all have those established students that we've got that we've had a lot of times. Maybe they left us feedback the first time. Maybe they haven't left us feedback at all. And if they haven't left it at all yet, they likely are never going to leave us feedback. That's just the reality. It doesn't mean you kick them to the curb. I love my regulars, but keep a little bit of new blood as best you can. Like I said, because I've had some results here with my feedback, I've been able to get a little bit more in terms of bookings, because now I'm not as sort of uncharted in terms of territory. I've got some good reviews in there, and that's helping me to get those last minute bookings. So if you are in that boat and your capacity is allowing you to do that, then the cheese holes really works to get new students, and that helps to get more feedback as well. So all of that mashed together is really what is lifting my percentage. Like I said, it's almost doubling where I was this time last month, and just so frustrated with I can't seem to do anything to get this up. Well, now I am. It's a direct relation to what I've done, and you can definitely do it too as a teacher. I will mention to close on this one, I do appreciate looking at other videos. I really do. That's why I'm doing these videos to begin with. I'm doing these videos because I learn a lot from other teachers, and I think I can help some people and pay it forward as well. I don't put my referral code. I do love when you subscribe to my channel, so that makes my day. Subscribe to my channel, get some updates. I try and do videos every few days, and that's how we learn. We learn from others. We can come up with our own ideas, but at the same time, it's nice to learn from others and sort of tweak things as we sort of fit for our personality in our classroom. So give me some thumbs up, leave me some comments, subscribe to my channel, come back. I'll get into another video probably over the weekend, and best of luck in your teaching. Hopefully there's no lag in this one. Take number 6 or 7. Like I said, we refined it a little bit, probably made some mistakes, but whatever. All the best as we get into another frenzy. Bye-bye.